1. A heartbreaking farewell for the Dingles. The Dingles face an emotional loss next week, as beloved family dog Monty reaches the end of his life. Kane has struggled to come to terms with Monty's terminal condition ever since discovering that his tumours cannot be treated. Drawing painful comparisons with his own cancer journey, he refused to give up hope and sought another veterinary opinion, believing radiotherapy might give Monty more precious time. Those hopes are dashed after Monty collapses while helping Kyle and Graham locate Kane following his accident on a camping trip. Rona later delivers the devastating news that Monty may only have a few weeks left to live. The experience also forces Kyle to confront his fears, admitting that he worries about losing his father. Although Kane reassures him that Moira will always be there, Kyle points out that she is not legally his mother. Once back home, Kane tells Moira how deeply Kyle's comments affected him and asks whether she would be willing to adopt his son. The following week, they prepare to discuss the idea with Kyle, but their plans change when Moira is called away to visit an injured Nana Barton, leaving Kane to have the conversation on his own. Kyle is caught completely off guard by the suggestion and turns to his grandmother Kerry for guidance. Later, he returns ready to give Kane his decision, but before he can speak, Sam interrupts with upsetting news that Monty's condition has suddenly worsened. After examining him, Rona fears the cancer has spread further and gently explains that it may be time to consider saying goodbye. Kane is especially devastated, believing Monty's fight mirrors his own. Later, Kane and Belle discover Monty peacefully lying beside Zach's grave, making it painfully obvious where he wants to spend his final moments. Realizing Monty is ready to let go, Kane finally accepts the inevitable and gently tells Kyle and Isaac that the time has come. The next day, the family take Monty to the veterinary surgery, where Rona supports them through an emotional farewell. After saying their final goodbyes, Isaac suggests Monty deserves a proper Dingle send-off. The family organize a touching funeral outside Wishingwell Cottage beside Zach's grave, where Kane delivers a heartfelt tribute to their loyal companion. Is Noah really leaving Emmerdale? Elsewhere, Noah appears to abandon his plans to move to Germany after seeing how deeply Charity is affected by the thought of losing him. Feeling trapped in a job with little future, Noah recently started looking overseas after discovering electricians could earn significantly more abroad. He applied for work with a British company helping renovate an airport in Düsseldorf, but kept the news from Charity while waiting for an interview. Now, ready to reveal his plans, Noah finally tells his mother that he intends to leave the village. As expected, Charity is devastated by the announcement. Unable to ignore her pain, Noah decides to stay in Emmerdale rather than pursue the fresh start he had hoped for. But has he truly given up on Germany, or could Düsseldorf still be part of his future? Charity faces her feelings. Later in the week, Charity takes another important step in her recovery by returning to the survivors' support group and finally explaining why she struggled to stay the first time. After revealing to Mac that Dr. Caitlin Todd had attacked her, Charity also reported Todd's blackmail to the police. However, she suffered another setback when the CPS decided there was still not enough evidence to bring charges. Charity previously walked out of the support meeting after listening to another survivor describe how her assault had destroyed her trust in men. Because her attacker was a woman, Charity believed her own experience was somehow different from everyone else's. She later confessed to Vanessa that she felt like an outsider among women whose attackers had all been men. Next week, Charity finds the courage to return to the group and openly discusses why she has struggled to relate to the others. She also admits the guilt and self-blame she has carried since the assault. The group's facilitator gently helps Charity understand that the shame does not belong to her, but to Todd alone. Will Charity finally begin to accept that she is not to blame? Is Jimmy being unfaithful? Meanwhile, Nicola begins to suspect Jimmy could be hiding something after his attempt to reignite the romance in their marriage takes an unexpected turn. Inspired by hearing about Marlon and Rona's date night, Nicola realizes she and Jimmy have neglected their own relationship. After pointing out that their romance has become predictable, Jimmy promises to surprise her. At first, Nicola is delighted by his efforts, but her excitement quickly fades when she discovers what he has actually arranged and how he plans to spend their extra time together. The following day, Jimmy arrives at the cafe carrying his golf clubs. Irritated, Nicola pushes them aside, causing a jewelry box to fall out. Instead of believing the gift is meant for her, Nicola becomes convinced Jimmy has bought jewelry for another woman, unable to imagine he would have planned such a romantic surprise for his own wife. Who is the jewelry really for, and can Jimmy convince Nicola she has jumped to the wrong conclusion? 5. Gabby uncovers Billy's secret. Gabby faces another painful shock next week after discovering Billy attempted to kiss his former wife Dawn shortly before ending their relationship. Her doubts about Billy and Dawn had already begun after Dawn found Gabby in a worrying condition and voiced concerns over her strict diet and decision to stop taking contraception. Angry that Dawn had shared such personal information, Gabby accused her of interfering because she still wanted Billy back. Last week, Billy and Dawn reunited to deal with an issue involving Lucas at school. As they reflected on their past together, Billy misunderstood Dawn's comforting words and tried to kiss her. Dawn rejected him, but Billy later admitted he still had feelings for his ex-wife. Believing it was unfair to continue misleading Gabby, Billy ended their relationship without revealing the real reason. A heartbroken Gabby warned Billy that his actions would eventually catch up with him. Meanwhile, Joe learned about the attempted kiss from Caleb and made it clear that Billy should watch his back. Soon afterwards, Billy was discovered unconscious at Caleb's depot following a brutal assault that left him with bleeding on the brain. Doctors placed him in an induced coma, while Joe was arrested on suspicion of causing grievous bodily harm. Next week, Gabby finally learns exactly what happened between Billy and Dawn. Will she accept that Dawn rejected Billy, or will she see the kiss as confirmation that her instincts were right? And could the truth about Billy's attacker finally be revealed? This summer, Emmerdale puts Gabby, Charity, Dawn, Sarah, Serena and Sadie at the heart of the drama as a series of life-changing storylines promise to transform the village forever. Emmerdale's Gabby Thomas is in for a huge shock next week as she uncovers the truth following Billy Fletcher's brutal attack. But could her discovery finally provide a clue about who was responsible for leaving Billy fighting for his life? Earlier this summer, Gabby and Billy began a new relationship, much to the frustration of Dawn Fletcher. Although Dawn was engaged to Joe Tate, she realized she still had unresolved feelings for her former husband and started interfering in Billy and Gabby's romance. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weeknight at 8 p.m, while new episodes are available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.